That is a great opportunity at the Expo to meet people in person, even visitors that would come in and are looking for other opportunities to either grow themselves, but also not just professionally, but as a person, right? Mm-hmm. So being able to speak to and see companies in action in which you can, maybe you find a new career, right? I don't know what that looks like, but I've seen that happen, and that's a great example.
Good afternoon. I'm Deanne Patena, President and CEO of Crossroads, Northwest Indiana's Chamber. And we are connecting businesses to businesses in Northwest Indiana. And we're here today on Crossroads Connections. And today I have with me Kelly Dooley, the Executive Director of Southern Care Hospice, and Chase Lowden of Chase Lowden Financial Advisors. Kelly and Chase are the co-chairs of our Annual Business Expo. So we're here to talk about our Annual Business Expo today and a few other things that the Chamber has been going on. Kelly, why don't you introduce yourself to the group and share some history on the Crossroads Chamber Annual Business Expo and how it can evolve and how it's evolved over the years.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much. So I've been a member of the Chamber for over 18, probably more closer to 20 years. And for that time, I would say that I've spent a good part of 8 years co-chairing the Business Expo. So recently I came back on the Chamber Business Expo to talk about and motivate local businesses and give them a great venue to express themselves for obtaining new business, building network contacts, and being active in the business community. The Business Expo has been around as long as I have, if not more. I was just thinking, and we were speaking earlier today, that I can remember when we had 3 a year. So we've really streamlined the Business Expo into a one great day event. So building off of the event comes our luncheon, which is first. Mm-hmm. And then I know Chase is going to talk a little bit more about the speaker. And then we have a Business Expo. And then we have the business after hours. And the whole setup behind that is to give businesses opportunities to come in for the lunch, learn and take some things away with them, attend the Business Expo, and or if they're later in the work day, they can come to the Business Expo towards the end and stay for the business after hours networking. Mm-hmm. So the longer history of the Expo is that it's just been super successful, especially for this area and for the Crossroads Chamber. And I'm always super happy to be involved with it.
Thank you. So tell our visitors that want to just come and attend that day, what can they expect? What does it look like for them to show up?
So my recommendation for any business is when you're coming for the lunch, specifically, I always recommend finding that 1, 2, or 3 people that you're able to follow up with, and that sometimes brings you business directly, but more it's about that connection. Like, how can we work better together? And during that luncheon, we also will speak more about how to network and market. When you're at the Expo, it's more about learning about other businesses, right? So business to business networking and exposure, especially in regards to the vendors that are there, but also for all the people that want to attend. And with that, I would like to add, as a shameless plug, that we do have some booths available still that people can still sign up for. We usually take those right up until just before the event, and it's open to everyone. You do not need to be a Crossroads member in order to attend the event. I think that's a great opportunity for us as Northwest Indiana or outside of the area for people to be able to interface with businesses that have booths there or trying to expose them to new clientele. And then afterwards, we have a great business after hours. It's so much fun talking to people and getting to know them. After you've been to the Expo event, then you can go to the business after hours and then continue that conversation, something that you can focus on more detailed.
Excellent. So you don't have to be a chamber member to exhibit as a vendor or to attend as a walk-through traffic.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So
Excellent.
it's open to the public as far as businesses are concerned. If you're in an area and you want to come by and speak to these vendors, you're more than welcome to. We're also working through an idea about young entrepreneurs and integrating them. So if you're interested in that as well, we'd be happy to have a conversation with you and find ways to help you expose your business and learn from people there that can help you as well as you help them.
Excellent. Excellent. So we've talked about the expo and what a great day it is, but we really haven't shared when it is or where it is. So Chase, how about telling us that?
Sure. I knew that you were going to cue me up the minute you started looking and you started talking dates. So it is May 20th of this year. So it's coming up here pretty
Couple
soon.
weeks, right?
Couple weeks.
Like 2 weeks from today.
I think it's 2 weeks from today, actually.
Look at that.
Yeah. And the lunch is starts at 12. It's at the Dean and Barbara White Center in Maryville, so just a little north from the Crossroads offices.
Yes.
And then we have the Business Expo. That's 1 to 4. That's the time where businesses can set up, have their booths. They come in a little bit earlier before lunch to set it up. But that's the time where they can really get to know each other, network, see what they have to offer. Networking in business to business is a little bit different than just going into a room trying to get clients or patients or something of that nature. So it's really nice to be able to see everyone's what they can offer and their value propositions. So that's from 1 to 4, and then from after 1 to 4, we have the business after hours, which I will say is definitely worth going because that's where a lot of the real business gets done. I know we're going to have some soft drinks and some not soft drinks up there.
Yes.
Yep. And
It's the chamber way.
it's the chamber way. It's how we do business. But it provides a very laxed environment for people to talk to one another and get creative with each other and kind of see how they can offer services to each other. Or, even the last time when I went there was someone who's in financial services like me who said, hey, I'm not terribly happy where I'm at. Are you guys taking on, new advisors, things of that nature. So it can be from, service standpoint, but then also to maybe even, from a staffing standpoint, it's good to meet, these professionals out there.
Excellent.
I'm really glad that you brought that up because that is a great opportunity at the Expo to meet people in person, even visitors that would come in and are looking for other opportunities to either grow themselves, but also not just professionally, but as a person, right? So being able to speak to and see companies in action in which you can, maybe find a new career, right? I don't know what that looks like, but I've seen that happen, and that's a great example.
Yeah, exactly. It's nice because as we already mentioned, I'll mention it again. You don't have to be a member to show up. So there's a whole, big group of our business community that shows up either by having a booth, which another shameless plug, there's still booths available. But then also people who get to come in from the business community and just take a look around and see what resources there are locally and even not locally.
Yeah. I mean, we have a wide array of vendors from landscaping to healthcare professionals to bank professionals to just about, I think we cover finance. We cover just about any, service that someone would be looking for. We have painters in the room. And so we have really a good selection of opportunity if people are looking for anything certain.
Yeah, I think even last year we had one vendor who set up almost a living room in their spot. It looked really cool. And when I
think they were doing counseling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were kind
that
of
was a
talking,
great, that was a
doing
great
like
booth.
some
Yeah, it put the rest of us to shame. I just had candy, candy and pens.
handy work. Pens are good.
But to the point, it's a broad spectrum. It can be, anything from counseling services, medical, non-medical, finance, banking, marketing, and all are welcome.
Insurance, yep. And lots of prizes. Our vendors give away different door prizes and things like that to continue to advertise their business when they leave. So you can always make sure you can drop your business card in to win, or people play fun games, or so.
Yeah, it's always good. I know you just mentioned how businesses kind of get out there and get known. We've had a lot of sponsorships for this, including the U.S. Federal Credit Union, and then also Roman's Roofing. They became our business after hours sponsors.
Excellent.
Which, yeah, absolutely, and we're very grateful for that because that, like I said, that's where all the real business gets done. But then we've also had speaker sponsors like Yellowstone. And then, we also do lots of bags. I don't know. I'm sure you're more aware than I am, but a lot a lot of people bring trinkets.
Yes.
And
Tchotchkes.
I always want to say kolachkis.
That's a pastry.
The Polish cookie, But, there's bags that are given so that everyone's not, looking like they're coming out of Aldi, carrying everything. So,
Right. And who's that bag sponsor?
That's by Pulse.
Pulse Technology.
Yep. Pulse Technology.
Excellent.
So it's definitely been a good infrastructure on how to promote businesses and get other businesses to be aware of your existence and saying, hey, we're here and we're here to play, and to stay. So it's been a really good experience getting the names of all these businesses out and getting them connected.
Excellent. And Yellowstone Landscaping, as Chase mentioned, is our speaker sponsor this year for the first time. They're brand new. So that's exciting for us as well. So are there any other sponsorship opportunities for those that might still be interested?
Absolutely. We have gold sponsorships. We have silver sponsorships. And basically what that would entail, say with gold, that would be, the logo on pretty much all of the marketing. They get a exclusive bags, shared slide on the video.
So there's a lot of video and audio that we can provide. That we also like to put on the chamber's social media, right? So we need to, another avenue for getting some exposure for your business. And as we've discovered as a Crossroads Chamber, that's been a pretty awesome ride, right? Like people are really enjoying doing the videos and being spotlighted, and for instance, talking about the Business Expo. I mean, that's a passion for me. I love talking about wherever I'm at. I think we'd probably be remiss in not mentioning that our main event sponsor is Franciscan Health this year. They've been sponsoring this expo for quite some time now, and we always appreciate that.
They have. I think they're actually going on 10 years as our expo sponsor, Franciscan Health. So
that's amazing. It's a great organization.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're great partners in general of the chamber. So yes, thank you for mentioning that too, Kelly. So
yeah, I would say just something that you said, Kelly, about, the social media aspects. I mean, that's actually really what our sponsor or our speaker is talking about, is working smarter, not harder. And a lot of that is through using technology and social media and SEOs. And it's going to be a really good time, because I think a lot of businesses want to learn about this, but then you get, let's call a spade. I'm very young. I'm not technology savvy, and I really wish I was. And I think a lot of businesses want someone to give them the answer to all this. And it's not always as easy as just pressing that button. It's a learning process. So luckily we have someone coming in to really talk about how we can work smarter, not harder, with technology, social media, and getting their business word out.
And then, that added bonus for that lunch is going to be that you're actually going to leave with things that you can do for your business, right? Like you can leave there with things that you can go back and actually put into action for yourselves if you so choose to do so. And I think that's the bigger part about why there are so many different layers to this expo. The idea of having something to go back with, not just a seminar where you sit and listen to somebody and you have some lunch, but what can I take back with me to help me today?
Right. Yeah. So you guys are discussing the lunch, which is a great kickoff to the expo, because you're already there for the lunch. You might as well come in and see our vendors. But they were mentioning the lunch. So we do have a great networking also at the lunch prior to it, 11:15. And then the lunch and the speaker will start at noon. And we have Deb with Thrive that we're discussing. And she is our expert that day on social media. she's going to have a lot of great tips for us with some very tangible takeaways. So yes, we're excited to hear from her. Marketing is always a relevant topic for everyone. We have a lot of small businesses in the chamber that can't, spend a lot of time on their social media. They might be the only social media person in their office. So it is important that we give our members some opportunity for takeaways and a way for them to help promote their business. So then from the lunch, we move into the expo floor for the next 3 hours where we continue to visit.
Correct.
And you don't have to come to lunch to join the expo from 1 to 4. It's free to the public to join us at the Dean and Barbara White Center that day for those 3 hours. And then the business after hours that we're discussing from 4 to 6 is also a complimentary event. So you can come enjoy beverages and some food as well. So that kind of wraps up our day then after the expo, and it allows all of our vendors to go home and take away their business cards and work together with those who stop by to visit them at their booth. So
right. And that's, you were speaking just what we were talking about earlier about the idea of having different levels to interface on. So if you can't go to this and you feel like you can't do the lunch, then come to the expo itself or come to the business after hours. That's what it's all about. Business.
Yep. It gives you a lot of opportunity to network that day between the lunch and so we like for you to stay the whole time, but we do have that business after hours and the lunch prior. So if you can come to one or the other, but still have about an hour to walk the trade show floor, that's what's important.
Correct.
And as both of these gentlemen have already shared, there's vendor space still available, and there is sponsorship opportunities still available. So we do have right around 50 vendors scheduled so far, but since we have such a great facility to work with, there's lots of opportunity for it to grow. So we look forward to having everyone at that if they would like to join as a vendor. So I think
and
what
I
else?
would add on to that. That facility is great. The Dean and Barbara White Community Center here in Maryville. If you've not been, this would be a great way to find out about that center, specifically about what their meeting area looks like, because we'll be using all of it.
Yes. Yep.
And we will be having our business expo right on the court floors. And so last year when we had it, we didn't even use the whole space, but that was nice because then we had room to grow, where in the past we were locked into some places. We had no room to grow. And so it was a very limited space for vendors to come in. And then we'll be having the business after hours up in their upper floor, which I would call a nest.
It's
I'm not sure what they call it.
The concession area for the basketball courts. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this would be a great way to find out about that for another business member, or you might get there and decide that you need that space for an annual party or small meeting.
Yes.
Don't you guys have coffee and community there now?
We do. We have our Thursday coffee and community there once a month. It is a great venue. It was a great added addition to our community for sure. And we utilize their facilities a lot. But this makes it real nice where it can be all inclusive. We can have the lunch. We can have the trade show floor. We can have the expo. Nobody has to leave. You can spend all day there.
I will say, as someone who participates in this expo for a few years, I'm very happy to say that there's no chance of sunburn.
No chance of sunburn.
No chance of sunburn in the Dean and Barbara White Center. I can't speak to it outside.
Chance of rain.
No chance of rain. Yeah. We're in climate-controlled environment.
Yes.
And I'm the history of the expo, I think, from this triad of people. We did it out at Railcats. It was a great venue for when we were coming out of COVID. Mm-hmm. We had lunches on the third baseline. That was awesome, too.
Yeah.
But it was in the spring, and everybody forgot sunscreen, right? So it felt like every year we were going to get fried out there. But it was a great venue, too. Nice to be inside. I got to be honest with you. I like my climate control and my air conditioning.
Less worries when you're inside.
Yep.
No wind blowing your stuff over. Yeah,
right.
It's great.
No rock, paper, weights. We had to be strategic with at the Railcats because there was some wind there too. But yeah, we enjoyed that venue. But
Absolutely.
But we couldn't grow there either. So
Oh, yeah, that's true too. I mean, the idea of our expo is awesome because you could also move it. And that's exactly what happened. We were at one venue and then another venue and another venue. And it was all built on the idea that we're growing it. And so we needed the space, and this is going to work out very well. That's why we're using the Dina Barbara White Community Center now.
Yeah. What's nice is, now that we're on the courts, really the only rule is just no dunking.
no dunking.
No dunking. We're there for networking.
That's Chase with all the jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love all the good dad jokes. I don't know why, just who I am.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they do close it that day. So luckily we're not competing with any basketball players playing or, but
Exactly.
they give us a free reign that day.
Yes,
So,
yes, they do.
yeah. So yeah, is there anything else that you two can think of that we missed today? You can contact the chamber to register for the event at, you can call us at 219-769-8180, or you can visit our website at crossroadschamber.org. Or we are always on social media. So you can also pull up our Facebook or Instagram page. We have an event on there. But if you do want to sign up for a vendor or just attend, feel free to call the office.
And the website is a great resource for a lot of other things like upcoming events and things of that nature. I think that I know I have been using the link for the website quite a bit lately as I'm reaching out to my business partners and networking contacts about any people that want to come in last minute to do a sponsorship or to get a table for the expo itself. And some of them have been talking like, I can't do the lunch. And then that gets back to, well, come to the expo and then stay for the after hours. I'm not a morning guy. I'd rather do my stuff in the afternoon or evening, right? And there are some people that want to go to Coffee and Community. I've not been once. I hear it's a great event, but it's too early for me.
Not everyone's a morning person. Chase doesn't either. He doesn't go either. So this is
I was about to say seconded.
This is a very good representation of our coffee and community that we have on Thursdays, because we do get a good turnout regardless if you guys are there or not. So I highly recommend it. It's very beneficial for a lot of our small members, and we have some great topics at that too. So along with all of those events and the expo, we do have a few other events coming up that I'd just like to share with all of you in case you would be interested. This week is actually Small Business Week, and we are supporting our small businesses with a Biz Pulse check on what's the date? Friday.
It says May 2nd.
Yeah, but I think May 2nd's over, right? So it must.
Yeah. I think we're past that.
Okay, we did that one already. I'm like ahead of myself.
Well, we have a Biz Pulse check coming in.
On Friday.
Yeah, there we go.
I just had the date wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get the date. Is it the 9th?
It probably is. It's coming up.
So it's from 9 to 11th, chamber office. It's tables of local experts from accounting to financial stability to business planning. You can visit about 10 vendors that day from different opportunities to go, learn about what maybe can make your business better. We also are hosting our first I can't even say this, Ask the Expert. Mm-hmm. Too many K's and whatever, on the 14th. So that's a webinar. So we're really trying to reach our members that can't attend a lot of our meetings. So our first one is on accounting. And now that your taxes are done, what do you need to do to already start preparing for your taxes for next year?
I'm so glad you asked. No, I'm just kidding.
So that's a webinar. So you can join us on a webinar from 12 to 12:45. We're starting those monthly. And then our biggest event of the year is actually also at the end of this month, May 30th and 31st. We have our annual corn roast. That's at Bulldog Park. So that's fun for the whole family. We have entertainment. We have a kid zone. We have the famous beer garden.
Oh, yes.
We have our bags tournament back this year for the first time, or it skipped last year, but they're back. And then we also have our second annual corn eating contest this year.
Interesting.
sponsored by Purdue Federal Credit Union. They're giving a $50 gift, $500. I'm selling myself short here. A $500 gift card to the winner of the corn eating contest.
Really?
It's a Visa gift card, so you might have to get in on that, Chase.
You know what? If you're telling me I can do that, I will do that. That's not a hard sell.
So the corn roast, always a fun time. Attracts about 10,000 people there over 2 days, May 30th and 31st. We have our annual golf outing on August 4th, and we have lots of things in between all of that. So once again, you can be reached at the office at 219-769-8180 or by visiting our website at crossroadschamber.org. Right. Anything else you guys would like to share to wrap it up?
Yeah, just one last plug on just the importance of the Business Expo. I've been going there for a few years now, and I've always gotten some type of connection, either from a client perspective, because like at Lowden Financial Partners, we do, group benefits. So sometimes we get those types of clients. Sometimes it's just like Kelly was saying, of making new connections. Anytime I've ever gone there, I've always walked away with someone that it was worth meeting.
And I would just like to jump on the corn roast for a hot minute. If you don't know, it's in Crown Point, my hometown right now, for 20 plus years. The ever popular beer garden will also be there.
Yes.
So we want to make sure that we mention that. It is a great time. Music is fantastic. It's a 2-day event, right?
It is.
So
yeah. This year we have a Party Foul on Friday night. They're an 80s band.
Perfect.
And Jack Cunningham or Farmer Dan opens up for them on Friday night. And then on Saturday we have Jack Cunningham and the famous Crop Puppies are back this year on Saturday night. So they're always fun. They always bring a big crowd. And we do have a DJ on Saturday at 1. So we do hula hoop contests and things like that for the kids. So awesome. Something all day, and the food's always amazing. So yeah.
I will be selling tickets for the beer garden both nights. So it'll be a fun time.
Excellent. So yeah, so come see us at the Business Expo, May 20th. Beginning with lunch at noon, Expo 1 to 4, and our business after hours from 4 to 6. We hope to see you there.